Hello, everybody. My name is Ljubiša Isaković, and I'm a core protocol engineer at Avail. And today I'm hoping to bring closer to you guys what we do at Avail and what is our mission, vision, and like the general idea. So first, we can start off by having a kind of a brief overview of what are the current challenges that Web3 is facing. As we all know, Ethereum had a scalability issues couple of years back. Some iterations later, concept of rollups came up as a mean to solve that problem. And with the introduction of rollups, another problem arose, and that is the need for the block space. As simple as we need data availability for the rollups to be able to operate. Together with the proliferation of rollups as a side effect, UX fragmentation appeared. And that is something that we need to solve if we wish to have a proper UX in the ecosystem in general. So when we talk about rollups, obviously Ethereum rollups are taking center stage. The proliferation of them introduce, as I said, great need for the data availability, but the dank sharding that was supposed to solve that problem is still some years off, even though the latest upgrade in Dankun introduced blob space that still haven't solved the problem to the fullest. Hence the DA solutions, one of which is availDA. So Avail is powered by ZK Tech and powered by KZG validity proofs, more of which we'll talk about a bit later. Also, with the expansion of tens and hundreds of rollups in the system, in the ecosystem, we need to address the fragmentation in a way that we need to make a way to have interoperability between various L2s that keep popping up. Our way of solving that is Avail Nexus, which basically serves as a unifying layer on the Web3 that will leverage proof aggregation and data availability sampling to enable the interoperability between the L2s. And in order to have a solution such as Nexus and the interop, we need to have strong security guarantees. And that coordination will be helped by the extensive shared economic security through the Avail Fusion security. So basically, when we talk about Avail, we are talking about three main components: the data availability layer, the Avail Nexus interop layer, and the Avail Fusion. So now we can go a bit more into details of each one of these. The base layer is the availDA layer, data availability layer. What is it? Basically, it's a powerful validity proof layer for the next generation of trust minimized applications on Web3. Avail provides DA blob space, and it scales, as I said before, using light clients leveraging data availability sampling and KZG cryptographic primitives. And yeah, Avail DA mainnet is expected to be in the first half of 2024, which means less than a month from now. So the availDA is a module-based layer. It provides raw block space to modular chains. The main role of the availDA layer is to provide sequencing, packaging, and data publishing. We also ensure that the data is segregated properly, meaning that multiple L2s can publish data on Avail, and their data will be segregated on per app basis. We have a very robust validator set that signs off on all published blocks. We just now completed a challenge in which we had a couple of hundreds of validators at the same time running. So yeah, but one other thing is that the validators do not interpret transaction data that is contained in the blocks. That is the responsibility of the L2s that are leveraging Avail. The data can be completely arbitrary, completely custom, anything from EVM bytecode, app-specific data, like that is up to the L2s to decide how to use Avail. All we do is make sure that the data is secure and published. And the KZG polynomial commitments are implemented using the Avail Light clients. The KZG is used for the data availability sampling, and that implementation allows us to verify the blocks without having to download the entirety of the blocks, just a small amount of data needed for verification. To go over the Avail architecture just real quick, Avail the availDA layer basically contains two main components, the Avail node and the Avail Light client. The node network's role is to provide block space. It provides essential infra for the modular chains to be able to publish data using Avail. Sequencing and publication, also and transaction grouping, as we mentioned before. But one of the key selling points is that any L2 can publish any data that they wish on to DA, the interpretation of which is up to the L2. The second component of the Avail DA layer is the Light client network. So the role of the Light client is to provide confidence regarding data availability through leveraging KZG polynomial commitments and data availability sampling. We are also using erasure coding together with KZG, and with those two texts coupled allow us to only download a small amount of data needed for block verification. Also, the L2s can, like after the block has been verified, the L2s can download just the amount of data they need for their own functioning without having to download everything else regardless of them. And of course, the LC is very lightweight, but it is cross-platform, meaning that it can run on mobiles, it can run on PCs, on Macs, on smartwatches, browsers, anything basically. One, to me, very interesting aspect of the Light client is the peer-to-peer network of the Light clients themselves. So we've built a kind of a second-tier peer-to-peer network that works on top of the substrate node network. And the Light clients are the sole participants on that network. The Light clients are sampling the data from the peer-to-peer network, but initial bootstrap of that network with the proofs is used leveraging the nodes. We are using Kademlia as a distributed hash tables, which is populated with the cell proofs that are used for verification of correctness of data on Avail. And an amazing thing is that with a couple of hundreds up to 1,000 Light clients, we can cover the entirety of the current 2 meg blocks. But also, what's also amazing is that even the increase of the block size we can cover with the increase of numbers of the LCs. Meaning the more the Light clients that we have, the secure the network it is, the safer the network is. Okay, so that was the base layer, the DA. The next component that's built on top of the Avail DA is Avail Nexus. Avail Nexus is basically a verification hub, kind of a unification layer that is built on top of DA that leverages the Avail DA as a root of trust. And the idea is to have the Avail Nexus be a unification layer, kind of an enabling unified experience for all of the L2s that we'll be leveraging later on. The key features are that the L2s that use the Nexus will not need to know every state transition of every other L2. All they have to do is to verify a single proof that the state transitions of other L2s were computed correctly. And it's basically just a single proof to verify the validity of all of the executions of other L2s that are relevant. It's a permissionless verification hub. As I said, will be used for unifying the rollups. How we intend on doing that? We intend to use proof aggregation. We are already using proof aggregation. That basically provides that single proof that's needed for the state transition computation. Also, Nexus will have a sequencer, transaction sequencing, and inclusion will be coordinated in a decentralized manner. And for the release date for the Avail Nexus, we are targeting late this year, late 2024. The final component of Avail is the Avail Fusion. So in order for us to have a unifying experience that we want to have, we need to have a unified security. So if you want to have a coordination layer, it needs to be very, very secure. And what we want to do is have the crypto economic guarantees alongside with the cryptographic ones grow as Avail grows. So how Avail Fusion will work? The idea is to leverage the native assets of the more mature ecosystem that already exists for longer periods of time, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum. And the idea is to leverage those assets alongside with Avail token, alongside with the tokens of the L2 that are going to be deployed on Avail in order to reach far better security than it would be just without them. So the idea is for the security of Avail to grow also as Avail grows. The Avail Fusion security we target to release next year, 2025. Yeah, so if we wanted to sum up the entire story in a single sentence, the idea is to have Avail accelerate the unification wave 3 by enabling modular execution layers to scale and interop in a secured and trust-minimized manner. And why we are all here today, how does RISC Zero work together with Avail? So it's very simple. RISC Zero is a provable execution engine. availDA is a provable data availability layer. They go hand in hand. Avail can back up RISC Zero with verifiable data availability. RISC Zero helps with proof execution, and the states of those can be stored on availDA, which can be verified through DAS, the data availability sampling, using the light clients. It makes it easier to build verifiable on-chain apps, and makes it easier for anyone to verify the correctness. Single sentence on that, basically any verifiable compute that leverages Avail can become a rollup. The interaction between the multiple rollups that could be built on RISC Zero will be done through Nexus. We already have a couple of adapters for the existing projects, such as Arbitrum, zk-EVM, zk-Sync and OP. But for zk-EVM and zk-Sync, we already have a service that's called Kinosis. You can find it on our GitHub, which is a basically proof aggregation service that's built using RISC Zero. All it does is that it fetches the state validity proofs for the rollups from the L1 contracts along with their public inputs, and then converts them to Starks and recursively verifies them inside the zk-EVM using RISC Zero composition. So yeah, that's the short of it. If you have any further questions, I'll be happy to answer them. You can find more details on our website, on our GitHub, Twitter and such. Thank you very much. The QR, yeah.
I was just wondering about the costs of publication of data on Avail. Do you have any estimates?
I would have to relay that question to our Node team because I'm very much involved with the light client all the time. So that kind of question I would have to definitely ask the Node team. Sorry, it was either great or terrible, if there's no question. My colleague from Avail also, from the light client team.